we haven't talked about this yet, but Gareth Southgate has been linked with Manchester United. Like, look, obviously Manchester United have a list somewhere, presumably on the cloud as opposed to a whiteboard. And every manager who is managing a top flight team must be on that list with a list of pros and cons, cost of acquisition, success probability. All that's what good clubs do. So, do we think Gareth Southgate is a potential Man United manager?
No.
That was very certain.
No chance.
Why not?
Because
bear in mind, right? You're not English.
Yes.
It's breaking news, everybody. Although you were born there.
I was born there.
Yeah.
I've got some insight on the nation.
Yeah, but I
can tell you how they think.
The top of the football pyramid, notwithstanding the Champions Leagues, but that's not won with a team of Englishmen. If Gareth was to do something in the summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arise, Sir Gareth. Sir
Yes.
Gareth, manager of Manchester United.
I still don't think it's...
Sir Jim might value that more highly than you might, as,
Well, good
carry
point. Good point. But I do think he needs to win the Euros for him to be in consideration. And
Too far away.
Even now, though, it seems like it seems totally plausible that England... I actually think England will win the Euros, if I had to predict. But at the same time, it seems totally implausible that Gareth Southgate could become Manchester United manager. So the point I just made actually doesn't make sense in terms of my opinions. That I don't know how he could become England manager or United manager in any capacity. It just seems like such a bizarre appointment if that were to happen. Like his club managerial career was very unimpressive. International management is different. He
tried players at club level though. Like everybody would have been bad at those clubs.
At club.
Is he an innovative enough manager for? It feels like Ineos are the sort of group that like innovation and someone who could take young players and bring them up through. And arguably, a lot of Gareth Southgate's success comes from young players who've excelled at club level and have brought that form into the national side. He hasn't had to do a massive amount.
I think it's hard to be too innovative at international level these days because everybody knows everything about everybody, and maybe there are some, like, Didier Deschamps was not in any way innovative in getting his team to play particularly well. It was like let's make a very defensive, maybe the positioning of Griezmann, but I think that was more out of necessity. It was like, we have Mbappe, lads. So everybody just work really hard, get the ball to Kylian, and let's see what happens. So, and they were very successful, could have gone back to back. Was there anything specifically about Argentina that was, I think not finding room for Trent Alexander in your team is probably something that would be a question. But like, you've got 5 games that matter. But can you take too many risks?
Is that not kind of the point that his success at club level before wasn't that impressive? Got an international job. Maybe he's suited to international football. That's just something he's really, really good at. And club management, where you're with your players day in, day out, there's way higher turnover. There's a lot more pressure on the daily than there is at an international level.
Yogi Love is obviously an example of somebody who didn't quite make it ever after pretty much making it at international level. So I can see how the Man United fans don't want him, right? But I can see totally how on the opposite side, like Ineos, the car, I mean,
he's also been...
Make it big, make it fast, make it hard.
They haven't been overly impressive since the World Cup, though, like England. I mean, they've had a very poor Nations League, and I don't think they've necessarily overachieved in anything that they've done. And I think that that's one of the essential tenets that you look for in a manager is have you shown any signs of overachieving? And I think that was probably one of the greatest calling cards of Jurgen Klopp, being able to stick it to Bayern Munich for so long. Now, granted, Pep Guardiola, the criticism that's always levelled of him is that he has always had like the best players and has always done exactly what's expected. And say in Germany, not being able to win a Champions League with Bayern Munich was actually a bit of an underachievement. So that's certainly a contradiction to that point. He just, I don't know, it's such a harsh thing to say, but he just doesn't strike me as a very inspiring type of football manager. Maybe as...
Can you imagine the interview that he does with Sir Jim? Sir Jim is lapping that shit up.
Like Jake Humphrey may as well be recording that conversation.
Exactly.